Welcome back to another episode of Anxiety Doesn't Own Me. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to heal their anxiety naturally. Who here has a hard time making decisions? This is a very common thing to experience whenever you're having anxiety. Whenever you're struggling with an anxiety disorder, you are going to feel as if you are disabled in making decisions. Doesn't matter what. It can be from the smallest things to life-changing decisions. And this is something I remember that I used to be, even before anxiety, that I always was afraid of making decisions, and I would always put it on somebody else, so that way I felt much better in knowing that I didn't make a mistake. Or if something went wrong, it wasn't my fault. At the end of the day, I wasn't taking responsibility. And I came to realize the reason why that was because with my father, the way he was is that if something didn't go his way and you gave your input, you would get yelled at. And it would make you feel like crap. Like you made a mistake, and you start saying how can you be such an idiot? Why in the world did I even listen to you? Whatever it is. And I came to realize that's the reason why I was afraid of making decisions. And of course, whenever I had an anxiety disorder, when I developed that, my decision making became even worse. I was just paralyzed. And this really, really affects us in healing our anxiety, because whenever I was going through it, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. Because I was afraid that I was going to make a mistake. I was just terrified, whatever it is. It can be it was the smallest things. It doesn't matter. Even if I give my own opinion to somebody about what we think we should do, I was terrified that I would get yelled at. I was terrified that something would go wrong and I'll be blamed. And this really affected me and paralyzed me for a very long time, because I was afraid. I'm like, hey, I don't know what to do. And most of us, because it's the future base, we don't know what the right decision is. We do not know. And most of the time, we won't know what the right decision is. Now, we could base decisions from the past, from past experiences. That's most of us. That's what we do. Whenever we have a very good past experience about something, we will be able to make a quick decision again and say, you know what, I would go with this again. Or we should do that, or go over here, because we already went there before and we really enjoyed it and we had a good time and everybody else did, or whatever the situation is. It was just a very good experience. Now, this is also whenever we want to watch a TV show or a movie, right? We're going to browse through the streaming service, and we are going to most likely watch a movie that we already did because we had a good experience about it, and it didn't make us feel anxious. Now, making decisions can make you feel anxious. This is why we try to avoid it. And this is why I try to avoid it, because it made me feel more anxious. Now, the thing is that we can't avoid making decisions. We can't avoid it for the rest of our lives. We can't. We need to take charge. We need to make decisions in order to move forward, in order to try new things, in order to explore, in order to grow. It's impossible not to make decisions. We have to know how to make the right decisions. That's the thing. How do we make the right decision? Because that's what we want. We want to make sure, and this is why we have a hard time making decisions, because we want to know 100% that it's going to work out, that everything is going to be fine, that everything is going to be perfect. 100%. We need to make sure about that, because we don't want to make a mistake. We don't want to make that mistake, and that's going to cause us more harm. We're afraid about that. But the thing is that it's impossible to make a decision and have 100% certainty. It's impossible to do that. It's just not possible to always make the right decisions. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. But how do we get to that point in making decisions, regardless if they're right or wrong? How do we even get to that point to, hey, you know what? I want to make a decision in my life. I want to do things in my life, but I'm just afraid. I'm terrified. And how do I know this is the right decision? So how do I get to the point in making decisions? This is something that used to bother me a lot. Like, hey, I'm terrified of making decisions. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. It can be the smallest thing or life-altering decisions. And it paralyzes me. It used to paralyze me. And I would just sit down like, you know what? I don't want to make the decision. I want somebody else to make the decision. This is why we ask other people's opinions. Oh, what do you think about this? Or that's why we do research to make sure that everything is going to be 100%. But that hasn't helped us. It's not going to benefit us. And we need to learn the skill in how to make the right decisions. And this is something that I do until today. That I ask myself, okay, you know what? I'm terrified of making decisions. How do I get to the point where I could make decisions? And as I always say, we got to take baby steps every single day. Every single time, take small things and make decisions on them. And that way you can start growing and build your confidence. Because right now we don't have that confidence. We don't know 100%, but we need to start building that. And that's why I always say take baby steps in whatever you're doing with anxiety to try to overcome it. We need to take baby steps and be consistent with it. We have to be consistent with it. So now with decision making, again, I'm not saying right now to make a life-altering decision right now. No, don't start off with that. Start off with small things. Start off with small decisions that you know that nobody else is going to get affected by it, but only you. This way you're able to build on that decision. Now, let's say, for example, that the decision didn't come out to be the way we want it to be. So how can we make ourselves not like, oh, you see, there you go, I couldn't make the right decision. You see, I've done it again and I failed again. I made a fool out of myself. I made a mistake. You see what happened? No. Number one is talk. First of all, give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Be kind to yourself, like I've talked about in the past episodes. Be kind to yourself. It's very important. Say, you know what? Good thing that I'm moving forward. I'm actually making a decision over here. It's a small decision. Thank God it wasn't life-altering, whatever it is. It was a small decision, but you know what? I actually didn't make the decision. It was the wrong one. I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from this, and now I actually know what the right decision is in this situation that I'm in. Now I know the next time something comes up like this, I already know, okay, not this, but this. The only way we're going to know what the right decision is only if we take action. That is the only way. Our brain is not going to be able to predict the future and give us that certainty. We have to give ourselves that certainty. And the way we do that is by looking at the situation in a growth-oriented way and saying, you know what? I learned from this mistake. I learned from this situation. I know that this wasn't the right decision. Now I know what the right decision is. Now I know this is the way to do it. I've done research about it and everything, but I still made a mistake, and that's okay. Mistakes don't define me. Mistakes are not there to tell me, oh, you see, you're not capable, or that you're dumb, or that you're not whatever you want to put in, that negative story that you tell by yourself, and tell yourself, no. First things first, hey, I'm going to give myself credit that I made a decision. That's moving forward. Number two is that I'm going to learn from this mistake. I'm going to learn from making the wrong decision on this situation. Now I know this isn't the right thing, but this is. This is the right thing. I'm going to learn from that and move forward. So we can learn from the mistakes that we actually make. And this is why I'm telling you, make small decisions. Whenever you find yourself in making okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should do this or I should do this. I have no idea. It can be even the smallest thing of what food to get. You know what I mean? Even the smallest thing. I know people struggle with that with anxiety. They don't know what to eat, for example. It's such a hard decision. We get overwhelmed easily. And we don't know exactly what the right decision is. Sometimes you just got to make the decision and say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. And next time I'll know if it's yes or no. Next time I'll know if this thing is good for me or not. Like for me, for example, I am not when it comes to food, for example, with me, I'm okay with eating the same thing over and over again. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Like if I'm going to go to a restaurant, I already know what I like. And I just don't want to change it because I like certain foods. I'm a very picky eater. But with my wife, for example, whenever we go out to eat, she's always trying something new. I'm like, I'm envious about that. I'm like, how can you just try something new? How do you know if you're going to like it or not? She's like, you know what? If I don't like it, then I'm not going to order it again. And if anything, I'll just eat off your plate. So like she looks at it in a way of, like being curious, of like exploring, of like trying new things, trying something exciting. For her, that's excitement. And she's like, wow, this is really good. Or something she's like, oh, why did I even order this? This is really bad. But like she knows now, and I can learn from it. I can learn from that. From her, like, you know what? I can try new things. And now I know, like, hey, this is not for me. This is not, I don't like this. I've tried it before and it's not for me. So now I know for sure 100%, but if I continue this way, and see, I'm still trying to grow. I always try to grow with this situation and how to make decisions. And thankfully, I am good at making decisions in generally, but there are some things that I have difficulty at, and I'm trying to grow on that. And every single person has their thing. But the thing is always try to do that growth and always trying to put out there and trying to do things so that we could grow. And that way we actually do know. Because if we don't try, we are never going to know. We're never going to know 100%. And with my wife, for example, she knows 100% next time not to order this. Like for me, for example, I'm okay. It doesn't bother me if I don't eat something new. It doesn't bother me. I can eat it over again and I will enjoy it. But like sometimes, like, you know what? I would like to try something new. But I'm like, nah. I just want to try my own thing because I just don't care about it that much. But the point is over here is that try to take small things, whatever it is, and try to make the decision and learn from the decision and say, you know what? Okay, now I know 100%. Now I know this is not good for me. Now I know I made a mistake. Next time I won't do it. It can be even with relationships. It can be with whatever it is, even with your job. You're afraid of making a decision. So you know what? I'm going to make this little small decision over here and let's see how it plays out. Oh, it played out great. Great. I'm glad about that. That's really good. But if it didn't, okay, I'll learn from it next time. And that way I'll actually build, because now I know this doesn't work, but now this does. That's the only way we're able to know, and that's why we build ourselves in making the right decisions and making decisions in general. If you are looking for a natural remedy in order to help you to deal with your anxiety and help you on your journey to overcome it, I created Calmly CBD, where it specifically helps you to calm down your anxiety and panic attacks. And as well, it doesn't make you feel drowsy. It doesn't make you feel sleepy. And it helps you to just feel calm so you can actually do things throughout the day like work, drive, go out, and do whatever you like in a more calmer state of mind. As well as not addictive or has any side effects or any withdrawals, which this way can actually help you to heal your anxiety and get you to the destination in overcoming your anxiety much quicker. You can click the link that's in the description. It would say Calmly CBD to place your order today. And then right now it's on sale for a limited time where you can buy one and get the second one free. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people, and the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.